The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day after the market close. Tom takes your phone calls from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time using the data available at that time.
Let's go to a Bill in Boca Raton. Hey, Bill, what's going on?
Not too much. Enjoying the warm weather in Florida just like you, except on the other coast.
Perfect, man. Perfect.
Yep.
Do you listen on the internet right now?
Yes.
Cool, man. Cool.
No, I enjoy that. That's in your Tiger TV and everything. I've been watching you for years, and you've really taken this whole programming to a level that's just phenomenal.
I appreciate it.
And now, here's Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks, to the Tom O'Brien Show. My name is Ken Shreve, sitting in for Tom O'Brien on this Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you listening. Again, my name is Ken Shreve. I host a show on TFNN called Breakout Investing with Ken Shreve. That airs every Tuesday and Thursday. My next show will be tomorrow from 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern. But again, happy to be filling in for Tom today. And our number to use to get through is 877-927-6648. When I'm going over charts today, don't forget you can watch me live on Channel 1 and Tiger TV right on the homepage of TFNN.com. Look at the charts right along with me. You can also listen to any TFNN programming on iTunes if you can't listen during the day. And, of course, another way to listen to all programming at TFNN is with your smartphone. Just type in TFNN.mobi, and you can get the stream that way. So, pretty quiet day in the market today. A lot of red in my growth screens, I should say. Names like Google, F5 Networks, Salesforce.com, Chipotle, Aruba Networks. A lot of stocks down. Volume not too bad, but pretty quiet day. Pretty much. So modest losses for the major averages. Not sure this is a final settle yet, but I'm seeing the Dow down about 15.5 points, 0.1% to 12,571. NASDAQ down just over 12 points, 0.4% to 2814, and the S&P 500 down fractionally, close to 1 point. That's about 0.1% to 1325. So not too bad a day in the market. It was really a day of good earnings reports versus bad earnings reports. Certainly, investors cheered results from companies like Apple. Intuitive Surgical had an outstanding report. Shares of VMware were up sharply in after hours yesterday. I'll get a final quote on that, but I know that it did reverse and turn lower. And then you also had weak earnings from the likes of Chipotle and Riverbed. So some good news and not so good news on the earnings front, and get a steady stream of earnings after the close today. Looking for reports from American Express, AXP, F5 Networks, eBay, Qualcomm, Intel. I saw Qualcomm just came out with their numbers, and stock is trading lower in early after hours trading. Looking at a chart of the S&P 500 here, you can see, let me just update it real quick. See if we can get a even better settle here. S&P 500 above its 50-day moving average. It reclaimed the line yesterday after its strong move yesterday. Again, down not quite a point to 1325.84. We can also take a look at the NASDAQ as well. Take a look at its daily chart. It's pretty much stayed above its 50-day moving average this whole time. A good move yesterday, up 2.2%. The volume yesterday, it was below average. It came in slightly higher than Monday's levels, which was good to see. But even the 1.88 billion shares on the NASDAQ yesterday, the 862 million shares seen yesterday on the New York Stock Exchange below average. So not a lot of conviction behind the buying yesterday, but again, that's been a typical story in this market. And this is really kind of a big problem I have with the market. I was hoping yesterday or sometime soon we're going to get a nice push of institutional buying in this market. And you can tell when that happens when you're going to see shares, volume on the NASDAQ of 2.5 billion shares, or volume on the New York Stock Exchange of 1.5 billion shares. Average volume these days on the NASDAQ, again, 1.8, 1.9 billion. Average volume on the New York Stock Exchange, maybe 850, 900 $300 million thereabouts. So it looks like today, NASDAQ volume is going to come in very close to what it did yesterday, and volume on the New York Stock Exchange lower than yesterday's levels. So that's where we're at. Taking a look at gold. Gold for August delivery fell $4.20, or 0.3% to settle at $15.96.90 an ounce. And oil up 0.7% to 98.14 a barrel. Earlier today, the Energy Information Administration, the EIA, said crude inventories decreased by 3.7 million barrels, or 1% to 351.7 million barrels for the week ended July 15th. So declining declining inventories. The dollar was weak today. Let's take a look at the UUP. This is an ETF that I track. Basically tracks what the U.S. dollar index is doing. The dollar, the UUP, I should say, down 11 cents, 0.5% to 21.32. It's back below its 50-day moving average. And I'll tell you, people trying to get long the dollar, it starts heading lower. They get long again. It starts heading lower. They get long again. It starts heading lower. I mean, what the dollar is doing is really kind of indicative of what the market is doing. Just kind of directionless. But again, when you have light volume, that's what you tend to see, kind of back and forth action. You look at some of the growth names yesterday that were up 3, 4, 5%. A lot of them were down 3, 4, 5% today. So it's it's tough. It's tough for a portfolio to make headway out there. When I'm buying stocks for my model portfolio, I run the Ultimate Growth Stocks newsletter and model portfolio at TFNN.com, and I update my letter every Tuesday, and I do email buy and sell alerts in between. I have 11 stocks in my model portfolio right now, and basically at this point, anything I buy, and I've been basically buying since mid-June and have been nibbling here and there, but I'm just not. I don't have a good feeling of whether the buy is going to work or not. That's never a good position to be in because we're in such a volatile market here. So hopefully conditions will improve. It'd be nice to see some institutional buying come back in. I suspect what we could see happen is we could see, we'll see some back and forth action. Then we'll get another leg down, another little pullback. We could set us up for a nice little rally starting in late August, early September, something similar to what happened last year at around that time. So we will see. All right, let's go to Mark in Tampa. He wants to talk about F5 Networks, and I'm going to be getting on their earnings call after this show to listen to what they have to say. Mark, how are you today?
Real good, Ken. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks.
I am a subscriber of yours, and you have an awesome newsletter.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Great.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
I was just surprised on one thing, Ken, that you carry some of these stocks through their earnings announcement. Is that
well? Typically, what I will do is I always like to have a cushion in a stock, going into earnings, and when that is not the case, what I typically will do is lighten up in the position. And obviously, I didn't do that today with a holding that I have, but I have 2 holdings that are set to report tomorrow, and I'll be watching how they trade during the day. But typically, that is good strategy and something that I do practice.
Okay. I was calling about F5. Just surprised. Was wondering your take on it. The earnings did not come out bad. Kind of like the one you're talking about today that you, Fortinet. It's like I don't know. They seem to be beating the stock up in.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, Fortinet's numbers were good. They had a good beat on the bottom line, good beat on the top line. They were talking about, some softness in sales in Europe, Middle East, and Asia. So, that was Fortinet's deal. But the numbers didn't look bad at all. In terms of F5, I haven't had a chance to look at the numbers yet, but certainly that stock got pulled down with Riverbed's earnings that came out yesterday, Mark, and I haven't had a chance to see F5's numbers yet today. I see the stock was down 6% during regular trading. Looks like it's down another $8 or so in after hours. So we'll have to see, just kind of pick apart the numbers and see what they're talking about.
Alrighty then. I just wanted your take on the stock. your opinion.
Yeah, it's F5 is pretty damaged right now. I mean that would be my take on it. I mean this is a stock that it looked like it was going to try to make a move over $120, make a move over a swing point yesterday, closed up near its high, and then boom, Riverbed comes out after the close yesterday. The stock fell sharply today, and now it's it looks like it's trading around $103 a share. Thereabouts. So, below moving average. It looks like damaged goods to me right now, similar to a Fortinet, similar to a Riverbed Technology.
Okay. Look forward to your next. I love your updates, too, when get in, get out. That's great service, Ken.
You got it. I really appreciate that, Mark, and have a great afternoon. Thanks a lot. All right. All right, let's go to Jim in Massachusetts. Wants to talk Wells Fargo. Jim, how are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
What's your take on this stock?
Well, I saw the news broke late in the day that they were fined, $85 million by the Federal Reserve. The Fed order stated that Wells Fargo have the verbiage here. They steered potential prime borrowers into more costly subprime loans and separately falsified income information in mortgage applications. So, looking at Wells Fargo right now, the stock was up 1%, outperformed a little bit today to 28.70. Resistance level looks like right now could be its 200-day moving average at 29.33. Again, it closed at 28.70, so that could be a significant level for this stock to get over. But certainly had a good day yesterday in strong volume, trying to move higher. It's probably going to be a little challenge from here, though, I suspect.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
generally my. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Intraday it was up around 29.18, right? So.
Yeah, it hit a high today of 29.18 and then closed all the way down. It's near its low, and the market bled a little bit into the close. And again, I think the reason, the fine by the Federal Reserve, it was announced, I think within the last half hour of trading. So $85 million probably not going to kill a company like Wells Fargo, but obviously investors were selling the stock late. Closed near its session low. But yeah, this is a stock that I would consider kind of damaged as well, just about with every other financial name out there.
Okay.
All right, Jim. Appreciate the call. Say hello to Massachusetts for me, my old stomping grounds. All right, that's Jim from Massachusetts asking about Wells Fargo. So. A couple of other headlines today before we head into break. President Obama convened top Democratic and Republican lawmakers at the White House today to resume negotiations on raising the debt ceiling. The congressional leaders were meeting separately with Obama, not with each other. The White House also said the president would be willing to sign a short-term debt limit increase, something he doesn't want to do, to allow more time for a specific plan to be put into place. And, a specific plan being put into place at this point, August 2nd deadline, probably not going to happen. When we come back, we'll go to Joe in Tampa. We'll talk about some more earnings reports today. A lot to go over. We'll be right back.